All right, guys, let's get started. So today we're going to go through a Hatha yoga sequence. We're going to go through a lot of common yoga postures and poses, transitions. And so follow along with me. I hope you have a lot of fun. And this is my first time in front of a camera, so don't judge me. We're going to start in a comfortable seat. So I'm sitting here on a folded blanket. You can start on a blanket. If you want a little bit more lift, so your hips are higher than your knees, you could also put a block down under your blanket. If that's still not comfortable, this whole first section is meant to warm up our neck, our shoulders, our upper back, and it can be done in a chair. So if you want to sit in a chair that's more comfortable, you're welcome to do that as well. Wherever you're at, let's take a comfortable seat, maybe cross-legged. If there's another seated posture that feels good to you, you can take that now as well. We're going to bring our hands to our thighs, and we're going to get started with just some really gentle neck stretches. And so find your inhale here, reach your crown of your head up towards the sky, and on an exhale, slowly begin to turn your chin to look past your right shoulder. On an inhale, return to center. And exhale, begin to turn to the left. Inhale back to center. And keep going at the pace of your breath. So your exhales are going to take you into a twist. And your inhales are going to bring you back to where your gaze is forward. We're going to take our time with this warm-up. So if there's anything else that feels good as we're moving through, feel free to take it. Let's do one more to each side. So one more exhale to twist to the right. And inhale, return to center. And one more exhale to twist to the left. And inhale to return to center. From here, we're going to work our way down into our shoulders. And we're going to start with just really gentle shoulder rolls. So we're going to take it back. And you can start with really small circles and see if you can make your shoulder circles a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger until you're moving your shoulders through their full range. If it feels good, you can change directions. So if you've been rolling your shoulders back, maybe roll your shoulders forward a few times. Again, we're just warming up our neck and shoulders, so do what feels good for you. Take our last couple here. And when you're ready, we're going to return to a comfortable seat. So from here, we're going to bring our neck and our shoulders together. So on an inhale, we're going to rise our arms up towards the sky and our gaze is going to lift past our fingertips. On our exhale, our arms will fall and our chin's going to come to chest. So inhale, rise, gaze lifts. Exhale, arms fall, chin to chest. And on this fall, see if you can draw your shoulders really down away from your ears. So inhale, rise. Exhale, fall. And take a couple more at the pace of your breath. When you're ready, we're going to come to that comfortable seat again. So from here, we're going to do a couple more seated postures. If you're seated on the mat like I am, you might want to cross your legs and switch them. So if your right leg was on top, we can switch to have our left leg on top. Always good to bring a little bit of balance to our body. We tend to sit the same way every time. And we're going to take it into our lower spine by doing a lateral stretch and a twist on both sides. So from your comfortable seat, let's inhale and extend our left arm overhead. And on an exhale, plant your right hand, bend into your elbow, and begin to bend towards the right. So your left fingertips are reaching for the right wall. On your inhales, feel your left rib cage expand. Feel that stretch in your left side body. And on your exhale, see if you can feel yourself grounding down through both of your sitting bones. So inhale, feel that expansion. Exhale, feel that grounding. And we'll take one more breath in. One more breath out. Inhale, we're gonna rise. Keep that left arm extended. And on your exhale, we're gonna begin to twist to the right. So left hand can come to right knee and right hand can come behind. So from here on our inhales, we're gonna be creating space in our spine. So on your inhale, reach your crown up towards the sky. And exhale from your core, see if you can twist just a little bit more to the right. This is a gentle twist. So inhale, find some length. Exhale, twist. One more inhale to find length. And one more exhale to twist. Inhale, unwind, and bring both of your hands back to your comfortable knee spot. It feels good, take another shoulder roll. And then when you're ready, we'll take it to the other side. So inhale, right arm extends overhead. Exhale, plant your left hand, bend into your left elbow and begin to bend to the right or to the left. So on this side, our inhales, we're gonna feel our right rib cage expand. We're gonna feel a stretch through our right side body. And our exhales, again, feel that grounding through both sitting bones. Inhale, feel expansion. Exhale, ground. We're gonna take one more breath in on this side. One more breath out. And then inhale, rise. Keep that right arm extended overhead. On your exhale, we're gonna begin to twist to the left. So bring your right hand to left knee. Left hand can come behind. We're gonna do the same thing. Where our inhales, we're gonna find length in our spine. So reach the crown up. Exhale, twist from your core. Inhale, crown reaches up. Exhale, we twist. And one more, inhale to find length. Exhale to twist. And inhale is gonna unwind us back to center. So now that we've warmed up our shoulders, our neck, our spine a little bit, we're gonna make our way to hands and knees. So let's remove our mat, or let's remove our folded blanket. If you're in a chair, come down and join us on the mat. And for hands and knees, what we wanna see is our wrists under our elbows under our shoulders, and peek back to see that your knees are under your hips. Make sure that our belly is not dropping down. So we've got some integrity here in our core. Press away from the mat, engage your core a little bit. And from here, we're gonna transition into a few cat-cows. So on your inhale, begin to tilt your tailbone up, drop your belly, pull your shoulders back, open up through your chest, and gaze lifts up. This is cow pose. Your exhale, you begin to tuck your tailbone, round through your spine, press away from the mat, and your crown drops. Cat pose. Take a few at the pace of your breath. So your inhales are gonna lead you into cow pose. Feel that widening in your collarbone. And exhales are gonna lead you into cat pose. And feel that widening this time in your upper back body. So let the breath guide you into each movement. The movement is always starting at your tailbone. And imagine your spine like a wave. So that movement's traveling one vertebra at a time with your breath all the way up to the crown of your head. So let's take one more cow, one more cat, wherever you are. And then when you're done, we'll meet in that neutral spine tabletop again. And from here, we're gonna start to warm up our core a little bit. So find your balance, ground down. You might wanna tuck your toes. For cow-cat, you can keep your toes tucked or untucked. But for now, let's tuck our toes. It's gonna help us with a little bit of balance. And on an inhale, we're gonna extend our right arm forward and our left leg back. So take a moment to find your balance. Really press back through the heel of your left foot and reach forward through your right fingertips. Inhale here. And exhale, we're gonna bring our elbow to knee and contract. Inhale, extend. Exhale, contract. Inhale, extend. And one more time. Exhale, contract. Inhale, extend. And then you can release your right hand and your left knee back to the mat. Take a moment here, and when you're ready, we'll take it to the other side. So this time our inhale is going to lead our left arm forward and our right leg back. Reach through those left fingertips, press back through your right heel. Find your balance centered between your arms and your legs. And from here, on an exhale, elbow to knee, contract. Inhale, extend. Exhale, contract. Inhale, extend. And we'll take one more. Exhale to contract. Inhale to extend. And then we'll meet back in hands and knees. So from here, we're going to start sending our hips back to downward facing dog. So if we've rested and brought the tops of our feet down to the mat, retuck your toes, ground down through both of your palms, and really down through all 10 knuckles of your hands. And from here, we're going to begin to send our hips back and up into our first downward facing dog. And since it's our first downward facing dog, take a moment to settle into this posture. So pedal your feet, have a very generous knee bend. Downward facing dog is all about creating a long spine. So see if you can engage your core. Thinking about sending your belly up and behind your low ribs can help lift your hips a little bit higher. And then maybe think about reaching the crown of your head down towards the mat and really towards that space between your hands. So as we find stillness here, if you have a generous knee bend or if your heels are lifted a little bit, that's okay. We're going to pause here for just a moment. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. And on your next inhale, slowly begin to walk your feet towards the top of the mat. And when you get here, on an exhale, we're going to fold. And in this fold, I want you to have a very generous knee bend. You could even bring your chest to rest on your thighs. Relax through the back of your neck. Let your crown fall. If it feels good, maybe press into your fingertips to send your hips a little bit higher. One more inhale. One more exhale. On your next inhale, we're going to send our thighs back and rise up to half lift. So your hands can come to your shins. Shoulder blades flat on your back body. Reach your crown forward. Engage through your belly to support your spine. And exhale, bend back into your knees and fold. From here on your next inhale, we're going to rise one vertebra at a time. So slowly begin to roll up. Your head's the last thing to lift. And then we can extend our arms overhead, gaze lifts, extended mountain. And exhale, drop your hands by your side. And we're going to find our first mountain pose today. So to warm up our body a little bit, we're going to go through a few rounds of Sun Salutation A. And so to do that, our first round, we're going to take it slow so you can feel each posture, feel yourself connect with each one. And then the next two rounds, we're going to move at the pace of our breath. So this first time, let's find our strong mountain pose. So ground down through all four corners of both feet, engage through your thighs, maybe tuck your tailbone slightly to engage more through your core. Draw your shoulders away from your ears, palms shine forwards, and our crown is lifting. So we're always trying to find length in our spine. So take a moment here to get started with that length. On your inhale, extend arms overhead, gaze lifts, extend a mountain. And exhale, begin to bend your knees, float down into a forward fold. From here, on your inhale, we're going to rise to half lift. Exhale, we're going to plant our hands and take your time to step back here into plank. If plank is something that is not comfortable in your body, you can always do plank on your knees. So anytime we come to plank, plank on your knees is an option. Whichever version you're in, we're keeping our shoulders behind our wrists. So we don't want to float way out here and put too much tension on our shoulders. Keep your shoulders behind your wrists. Hug your thighs to your midline. See if you can lift up on your heels and send some energy back through the soles of your feet. Take one more inhale. And on your exhale, we're gonna slowly begin to lower our belly all the way to the mat. Take a breath here. Maybe untuck your toes. Keep your hands by your shoulders. And on your next inhale, roll your shoulders back. Lift your chest just off the mat. Baby cobra. And exhale, release. So from here, in a vinyasa, we're gonna make our way back to downward facing dog. So we're gonna go through plank to get there, but any way to get there that feels comfortable for your body, feel free to do it. So if you'd like to follow me, inhale, tuck your toes, engage through your belly, see if you can float yourself back up to plank. And then exhale, send your hips up and back to downward facing dog. We'll pause here for just a moment, give everybody an opportunity to make their way here. Maybe on an inhale, send your hips up a little bit higher by engaging through your core. On an exhale, reach your crown a little bit lower. Maybe press down through your heels a little bit more than you could the first time. And then on an inhale, we're gonna step, walk, float, however you'd like to get to the top of the mat, and rise up to half lift. On your exhale, bend your knees and fold. And on an inhale, rise one vertebra at a time, up to extended mountain, arms extend overhead. And exhale, drop your arms, mountain pose. So that was our first round. Take a moment, see if you notice any energy that's been building in your body, any heat. And when we go through our next two rounds, I'm gonna move at the pace of my breath, but we're gonna pause in downward facing dog, and we're gonna pause again in our mountain pose. So take your time with your transitions, there's no rush. We're all gonna meet back here at the end. So let's find our strong mountain, ground down through both feet, engage through your core, through your legs, draw your shoulders down, reach your crown up. And on your next inhale, arms extend overhead, extended mountain. And exhale, we bend our knees, sweep down, forward fold. Inhale, rise to half lift. Exhale, forward fold, plant your hands, step back to plank, and lower down. You can lower all the way down to your belly or to chaturanga here. Inhale through baby cobra, or maybe you take an up dog. And exhale, wherever we are, we're gonna send our hips up and back to downward facing dog. So again, we're gonna take a few breaths here. Take some big inhales, maybe an audible exhale, another inhale, audible exhale. An inhale, step, walk, or float your feet to the top of the mat, rise to half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise one vertebra at a time, all the way up to extended mountain. And exhale, arms fall, mountain pose. Take a moment here, maybe let your gaze close down on this one. See if you can feel energy moving through your body, or maybe you're noticing that your body is getting a little bit warmer, or your breathing's getting a little bit faster. If you are noticing your breath getting faster, on this one, really focus on moving through those transitions at the pace of your breath and see if you can get a little bit of that breath control. Let's take one more breath in, one more breath out. And inhale, we're going to begin our third round by extending our arms overhead, extended mountain. Exhale, bend our knees, forward fold. Inhale, rise to half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands, step back to plank or plank on your knees and take it down to your belly or to chaturanga. Inhale to baby cobra or up dog. And exhale, we're gonna send it back and meet in downward facing dog. So again, take a few breaths here. Maybe this time on your inhales, again, see if you can lift those hips a little bit higher by engaging your core. Exhale, reach your crown down. Find a lot of length in your spine. And maybe you feel the backs of your legs opening up a little bit and you can ground down more through your heels. Maybe not. Let's take one more breath in, one more breath out. And on our inhale, step, walk, float your feet to the top and find your half lift. Exhale, fold. And inhale, one vertebra at a time. We're gonna rise all the way up to standing. Extend our arms overhead for extended mountain. And exhale, arms come down to our side, mountain pose. Nice work. So now that our body is starting to warm up a little bit, we're gonna go through 2 different sequences and get some warrior 1s, some warrior 2s, some warrior 3s, and some other fun balancing postures into this sequence today. So let's get started by warming up our balance. So I'm gonna come back into my mountain pose. And when I'm in mountain pose, you can either keep your toe mounds to touch and then V out your heels a little bit, or if it feels more comfortable, you can keep your hips your feet underneath your hip points. And that might help you as you find some of these early balances. So ground down through all 4 corners of both feet. And on an inhale, let's start to shift our weight into our right foot. Exhale, ground down, find your balance. And inhale, we're gonna lift our left leg until our thigh is parallel with the mat. And from here, on an exhale, we're going to begin to extend our right leg just to touch our toe briefly. And inhale, rise. Exhale, extend. Inhale, rise. Exhale, extend. Inhale, rise. We're going to take 2 more. Exhale, extend. Inhale, rise. Exhale, extend. Inhale, rise. And this time, on your exhale, slowly begin to step back into a high lunge. So in our high lunge, let's start by taking a peek down at our lower body. So we want our right knee to be stacked over our right ankle. Let's lift our left heel up over our left toe mound. And on an inhale, imagine sending energy forward through your right shin and back out the sole of your left foot. Exhale, hug your thighs to the midline. Inhale, maybe tuck your tailbone towards your right ankle. Exhale, find some lifting through your back hamstring. And inhale from here, you can extend your arms overhead. Draw your shoulders down from your ears, crescent lunge. So let's take just a couple breaths here. Inhale, really reach your fingertips up. And exhale, really ground down. Feel strong in your lower body. One more inhale. And exhale, we're going to plant our left hand on the inside of our right foot and begin to open up to the right. So right fingertips are reaching for the sky. We're coming into this twist. Inhale, reach your crown forward. Exhale, keep sending energy back through the sole of your left foot. One more inhale here. And exhale, unwind. Plant your right hand, and we're going to step back to a plank or high plank and take that vinyasa of your choice. So you can lower down to the mat or to chaturanga. Inhale to baby cobra or up dog. And we're all going to meet in downward facing dog. So send those lips high, reach that crown down. Take a few deep breaths here. So inhale, audible exhale. Inhale, audible exhale. Inhale, audible exhale. And this time on an inhale, we're going to extend our right leg high. Take a moment here to check in. What we want to see is our toe pointed down, so we don't want our hips turned out to the side. Our hips are in line, toes pointed down. Take another breath in. And on your exhale, slowly bring your knee up to your chest and then step your right foot through. We're going to make our way into warrior 1. And so from here, we're going to step our back foot up about a foot and turn our toes out 45 degrees. And what that looks like is our toes are going to be pointed towards the top left corner of our mat. So from here, find some grounding. So ground down through your right toe mound, through the pinky edge of your back foot, and when you feel strong in your legs, rise up to standing. We're going to pause here for a moment. So just like we did in crescent lunge, let's work our way from the ground up. So I'm going to look at my right knee and see that it's not going past my right ankle. And usually it's a pretty good key that my knee's in a good spot if I can see my big toe. If you can see your big pinky toe, or not your big pinky toe, your big toe of your right foot, then you're probably in a good spot. We're going to keep our back leg strong and straight. And on an inhale, let's see if we can use our hands to turn our hips so that both of our hip points are shining forwards. Exhale, find that grounding, keep that back leg strong and straight. Inhale, lift up through your low ribs so that we're not dumping in our bottom, in our low back. And exhale, engage through your core. Inhale, arms can rise overhead. Virabhadrasana 1 or Warrior 1. We're going to pause here for just a moment. Inhale, find lift, find a light upper body. And exhale, find that grounding, that strong lower body, those legs, your core. On your next inhale, begin to straighten through your right leg. And on an exhale, we're going to begin to fold forward at our hips. And this might be a good place to use your bricks or that chair or that coffee table that we have available to us. So on our inhale, think about having a long spine. So reach your crown towards the front of the room. On an exhale, see if you can reach your sacrum or your sitting bones back towards the back of the room. You're going to feel a pretty intense hamstring stretch. So focus on keeping a long spine. If we have a slight bend in our front knee, or if we're not bending down very far, that is just fine. Take another breath in here. Another breath out. On our next inhale, let's begin to bend a little bit into our right knee. Exhale, shift your weight forward. And on an inhale, we're going to take it into Warrior 3. So we're going to rise up through our back leg until it's parallel with the mat. And here, you can keep your hands on bricks on your chair or tabletop. Or if you like, you can fly your arms forward. So maybe we're just practicing our balance with one arm, or maybe we're lifting both. If we're lifting both, or if our hands are planted, we're still thinking about sending energy forward, whether it's through our fingertips or through the crown of our head. And we're creating this line of energy from our fingertips or crown, through our back body, and all the way through our lifted leg. So take one more breath in here. And on an exhale, begin to bend into your right knee. Drop your left foot back down. Rise up to Warrior 1. We're just going to be here for a second. Take one more breath. Find your balance. And on an inhale, step or drag your left foot up to meet your right. And on an exhale, you can let your arms fall. So we're going to take it on the other side, but let's take a moment here to pause. Again, maybe our gaze closes down. If we feel like we lost our breath a little bit in that last sequence, let's reconnect to it. Begin to ground down through both of your feet. Find that engagement in your thighs, that integrity in your core. And we're drawing our shoulder blades again down away from our ears. Palms shine forward. Crown begins to lift again. And let's take it to the other side. So on an inhale, begin to shift your weight into your left foot. Exhale, really ground down through all four corners. Find your balance, find your stability. And on an inhale, let's lift our right leg up so that our thighs parallel. At any point, you can always move over to a wall. If you think that that's something that your body needs to keep you safe and balanced. So on our exhale, let's extend our right leg, touch our toe, and rise back up on an inhale. Exhale, extend. Inhale, lift. Exhale, extend. Inhale, lift. And let's take 2 more. Exhale, extend. Inhale, lift. Exhale, extend. Inhale, lift. And this time on your exhale, we're going to slowly step back into our high lunge. And again, let's work from the ground up. So let's find our stability first before we find any lifting. So take a peek at your left knee. Let's send it so it's stacked over our left ankle. Lift our back heel so it's over our right toe mound. And on an inhale, think about sending that energy again forward through your front shin, back out through the sole of your left foot, almost like you're trying to rip this mat in two. Exhale, hug your thighs to the midline. Inhale, find that lift through your back hamstring. Exhale, tuck your tailbone so it's lengthening your spine and leaning down towards your left ankle. Inhale, find some lift, and maybe your arms extend up for crescent lunge. And we'll just take a couple breaths here. Inhale, feel that lightness in your upper body. And exhale, find that sturdiness, that strength through your legs, through your core. One more inhale. And exhale, let's plant our right hand on the inside of our left foot. Begin to open up to the left. So left fingertips reach for the sky. Gaze lifts. Exhale here. One more inhale. And exhale, let's unwind, plant our left hand on the outside of our right foot, and we're gonna make our way to downward facing dog. So you can step back into plank or high plank and move through a vinyasa. If you're like, no way, then just take it straight to down dog. And you always have a child's pose that you can go into. So if at any point it's just feeling like too much, just go into child's pose for a moment and catch back up when your body's ready. So in downward facing dog, as you find your way here, let's find our breath again. So let's take 3 breaths together. So inhale, audible exhale, inhale, audible exhale, inhale, audible exhale. And this time on your inhale, let's send our left leg up behind us. So we're in this 3-legged dog, and take a moment to feel strong in it. So check in to make sure your hips aren't starting to rotate outwards, that your hips are in line, your toes are pointed down, and you're having this strong line of energy from your fingertips all the way up through your back leg. One more inhale, and exhale, slowly begin to bring your knee through your chest and up into this lunge position. From here, we're gonna make our way back into Warrior One. So as you're ready, maybe on an inhale, we step our right foot forward about a foot and turn our toes out to that 45-degree angle, or that angle where it's facing towards the upper right corner of your mat. So before we stand, let's get grounded. So ground down through the pinky edge, not the pinky edge, the toe mound of your left foot and the pinky edge of your right foot. Through your legs, get strong. And from there, we can rise up. Keep your hands down for now if you'd like. And we'll work from the ground up. So left knee stacks over left ankle. Right leg is strong and straight. On an inhale, maybe use your hands to guide your hip points so that they're both facing forwards. You might feel more of a stretch through your calf muscle or through your right leg. Exhale, tuck your tailbone towards your left ankle. Inhale, feel some lightness through your rib cage. Maybe extend your arms up. Virabhadrasana 1 or Warrior One pose. So again, on your inhales, feel that lightness in your upper body. On your exhales, really ground down through your low body. Feel your strength in there. One more inhale. One more exhale. And on your next inhale, begin to straighten through your left leg. And exhale, we're gonna come back into that pyramid pose. So we're gonna fold at our hips. And you can reach your hands down to your shins, or if you have those blocks available, hands to blocks, or to your chair or comfortable, sturdy table. And when we're in pyramid, inhale, keep reaching that crown forward. Exhale, see if you can pull your thigh back into your hip socket. And that's gonna help keep your hips neutral when we're folded. One more inhale here. One more exhale. On your next inhale, begin to bend into your left knee. Exhale, shift your weight forward. And on an inhale, we're gonna begin to rise up through our left leg. And our right leg's gonna lift to be parallel with the mat. And from here, again, you can lift one arm, you can lift both arms into the full variation, or if you'd like, you can stay grounded through your bricks, through your chair, or through your tabletop. But wherever you are, think about sending energy forward through your fingertips or crown of your head and backward through the sole of your feet. Finding that opposition in your body is what's going to help you balance. Finding a gazing point or a drishti is also going to help you keep your balance in this posture. So let's just take one more breath in. And on our exhale, we're going to bend into our left knee. Slowly and safely bring our right leg back. Rise up to warrior one. Again, just for a breath. Find your balance. And on your next inhale, you can step or drag your right foot up to meet your left. Exhale, drop your arms, mountain pose. Very, very nice. Good job, guys. Just take a moment here. Let all that energy that's been moving through your body in that last crazy sequence, let it settle. Just take one more inhale. One more exhale. And when you're ready, we're gonna all turn to face the long edge of our mat. And for this sequence, if you have bricks, I'm gonna have you place one brick on one side of the mat, so you can set it towards the front, maybe off to the back, and then set your other brick on the opposite side. Again, just behind your mat. If you don't have bricks, just keep your chair or your coffee table, whatever you're using, at the front of your mat. And when we are switching to go to the second side, I'm just gonna have you turn and face the opposite way. But for now, let's all face the left edge of our mat. So if our coffee table, chair, our balancing surface is at the top, we're all gonna face the left side. And from here, let's start to toe heel our feet out into a wide stance. So this wide stance is gonna look different for everybody. Make sure that if you extend your arms out long, that your feet aren't going past your wrists, but your wide stance doesn't have to look very wide at all. The key is to make sure that you can really ground and press down through the pinky edges of both of your feet. And if you can do that, then you're in a good spot. So let's find this wide stance, and we're gonna interlock our fingers behind our back, so palms to touch, knuckles are pointed down towards the mat. And on an inhale, begin to slowly drag your hands down, knuckles reaching for the ground. And you can open up through your chest. Maybe your gaze lifts a little bit here. I'll pause for a breath or two if this feels nice. Maybe one more inhale. And on an exhale, begin to fold at your hips and let your arms go where they're comfortable. So for some people, that might feel like reaching towards the wall behind us. For others, it might feel like letting your arms fall in the direction that your head's going. If neither one of those feels good, feel free to just release your hands down to the mat. We'll take a couple breaths here. So on your inhales, find length. Reach your crown away from your sitting bones. On your exhale, fold a little bit more at your hips. Relax through the back of your neck. Let your crown fall. So inhale, find that length. Exhale, fold. And one more inhale to find length. And exhale, we're gonna fold, release our hands to the mat. Hi, rooster. Let's find the half left spine and begin to walk your hands over towards your right foot. So when your right hand gets in front of your right foot, you can turn your right toes to about 90 degrees to face that front edge of your mat or where your coffee table or chair is. Press into your palm to send your hips back. On our next inhale, we're gonna rise to warrior two. So I kind of like to sweep my arm up and over, but I'm gonna let you rise in the way that feels good to you. So on your inhale, begin to rise up, and we're gonna find warrior two. At first, we can keep our hands down because like all of our postures, we're gonna start from the ground up. So let's start by seeing that our right knee is stacked over our right ankle. We're gonna come into a lot of external rotation in this front hip. So it might feel good to your body to kind of turn your left toes in a little bit, maybe even to that 45-degree angle that we had earlier. From here, on an inhale, see if you can turn your hip points. So our hip points are still pointed towards this long edge of our mat. And on an exhale, press your right knee out. Almost like you're trying to press the outside of your thigh into the wall behind you. So inhale, find your balance between your legs. So make sure you're not shifting too far forwards. We're upright here. Exhale, engage through your core. And then inhale, maybe extend your arms out. Take a moment here, breathe out. Inhale, see if you can reach energetically through both of your fingertips. Exhale, maybe press down, find some internal resistance. Warrior 2 or Virabhadrasana 2. So from here, we're gonna make our way to triangle. So on an inhale, let's extend through our right leg. And exhale, find that grounding. So keep grounding through your right toe mound, the pinky edge of your left foot. Inhale, begin to shift your right fingertips forward and send your left hips back. And from here, keeping this length, on an exhale, we're gonna bring our left or right hand down, and you can rest it on the inside or outside of your shin, or if you have a block, this is a great time to put your hand on your block. Our left arm's gonna extend up and overhead, and our gaze can be up here, past our fingertips, or it can be down. So as we settle into this posture, on an inhale, let's try to find some length. So on an inhale, reach your crown forward, past your front toes. On an exhale, maybe see if you can reach your sacrum back towards your back foot. So inhale is find that length. Exhale, stay grounded. Let's take one more inhale here. And on an exhale, we're gonna begin to bend into our right knee, and we're gonna come up into half moon. And so what might feel good is to bring your block, if you have one, up and over, or make sure that our chair is available. And on an inhale, begin to shift your weight forward and lift your back leg so that it's parallel with the floor. And this time, instead of our Virabhadrasana 1, where our chest and our toes are pointed down, we're opening up. So our chest and our left toes are pointed towards the left side wall. We can lift our left arms or our left fingertips up towards the sky. Gaze can be up or down, whatever is most comfortable for you and your neck. And from here, really find that engagement through your core. What's gonna help with our balance is finding opposition. So reach your crown towards the front wall, press back through your back heel, reach up through your left fingertips, and ground down into your stable surface through your right hand. Let's pause here for just one more breath in, one more breath out. On our inhale, you can slowly begin to bend into your right knee, and then exhale, safely come back up to Warrior 2. We're gonna pause here for just a moment, find your balance, take another breath in, exhale, let's cartwheel our hands down to frame our back foot, pivot on our front foot, pivot on your back foot, and then we're gonna make our way to down dog. Again, get there however you'd like. If you'd like to take a vinyasa, maybe step your feet back into plank, lower down to the mat or chaturanga, inhale to baby cobra or up dog, and then exhale, send your hips up and back to downward facing dog. And let's all meet here and do our same 3 breath, kind of cleansing, resting breaths. So big inhale, audible exhale, big inhale, audible exhale, big inhale, audible exhale. And on your next inhale, step, walk, float your feet to the top of the mat, and exhale into a forward fold. So take your time here. Maybe you find a bind this time, if that feels nice. So you can grab both of your elbows, or if you'd like, you can grab behind your legs. You can bring your second and third fingers to wrap around your big toes, or maybe if it feels good on your wrists, you could even bring the palms of your hands under your feet. So take whichever bind feels good to you. Remember that generous knee bend. Relax through the back of your neck, let your crown fall. And from here, we're going to slowly rise to mountain pose. So you can rise over several breaths. Take your time. Let your head be the very last thing to rise. And once you're in standing, maybe take a nice shoulder roll. Drop your shoulders away from your ears, palms shine forwards. And let's pause for a moment in Tadasana, or mountain pose. Find your breath. If you feel like it's gotten away from you a little bit, you can let your gaze lower or maybe close completely if it feels nice. Just take one more breath in, one more breath out.